guys, welcome back to Overland Objective. I'm Ethan.
Kimberly. We have Elijah in the back, and then we also have my cousin Kelly. She has joined us for the trip.
She was supposed to be our babysitter.
And then Elijah just decided that he would rather us all ride together. And we ended up doing that instead. So Elijah went off-roading for the first time.
He did great.
He really did. He did really, really well this weekend.
We're pulling up to overlook spot on Foothills Parkway on our way to Hurricane Creek. So we're going to get out and take some pictures of this view, and we'll be right back.
Elijah's done really well this weekend, especially given that this was his first camping experience. It wasn't exactly normal camping. We didn't sleep in a tent, but we did stay in a very primitive cabin. It did have a wood stove, but it was quite small, and the wood that we were burning, it did not last for very long. So every 2 to 3 hours, Ethan was up having to restart the fire because there were no coals. It just burned to ash. So that wasn't great. That was our first night. Second night, we did end up getting a little buddy heater. It was supposed to get down to below 30 degrees, and we did get Elijah a nice sleeping bag, but it was just rated for 40 to 60 degrees, so we wanted to keep it at least above 40 degrees, ideally around 50, just for everybody's comfort. So the second night, we did do pretty well. He really slept through the night better than he's ever slept with us being away from home. He slept all through the night, both nights. He had a layer of merino wool jammies. He had some alpaca wool socks, some booties on top of that, and then he did have a regular sleep sack, and then he was in the sleeping bag, and then he had a little merino wool beanie. So he really did really well. I was surprised, honestly. And then he did really well riding in the vehicle. He just kind of bounced himself to sleep. The only thing that we've had a harder time with was his naps. Just because he does kind of nap, at least at our house, he naps pretty well in a dark room, and the cabin just wasn't that dark, and it was a little too chilly during the day to not have somebody in there while he was sleeping, or for my comfort, I guess. I would prefer somebody to be in there. So he did ride along, and he just napped while we were driving and bouncing around. So he did really well. I was quite surprised. He did pretty well on the drive down here too. It was a 7-hour drive down, and then today we're going to Hurricane Creek. Right now we're still stopped at the Foothills, and they're all looking around. I'm a little cold-blooded, so I'm just hanging out in here talking about this. Hi, babe. I'm talking about Elijah.
Oh, good.
Yeah. But he did really well. So anyways, today we're doing Hurricane Creek, so that's going to add like 2 or 3 hours to our trip home. So it will be a long drive. We're just going to see how he does. We're going to have to stop to feed him, stop to eat ourselves. So he'll have a little bit of room to get out of it, or a little bit of time to get out of his car seat. But we'll see how he does. We do have a trip planned to Florida where we're going to be driving overnight in less than 2 months. So it'll kind of give us a preview of how he'll do then. The car seat, it doesn't recline quite as well as I was hoping. So he does kind of I don't know if you can see, but his head kind of dangles a little bit. He sleeps okay and he's breathing fine. So I think it's just more, he looks uncomfortable, but he's fine. So anyways, we'll see how he does, and hopefully he does well, because that's a 9-hour drive, 10-hour drive for him to not be happy. But he did really well, so on the way down. So yeah, anyways.
You know, if we make another trip where the back of the 4Runner is packed full, we're going to be building a trailer.
I told Kelly, I said he's going to be talking about building a trailer. But yeah, I mean, we already talked about like designing it this year, and then you possibly building one this winter.
Yeah. Just too much. Especially with a kid now.
Well, and I mean, we can't, with how things are, we can't take our dogs with us at all. I mean, there's no room for them. But yeah, so I think it'll be nice to have a trailer again, and we know what you liked. What worked and
what worked and what didn't work, and what we would like to do next time.
Yeah.
But the event was good. We had
a decent
15.
turnout. Yeah. The number of vehicles I feel like we had, that's really about where our comfort level is. The weather was really great this weekend, so we were able to make it up to the top of the mountain in the park and get some really great pictures, and it was really pretty.
The weather was nice. The temperature,
it was
not so
chilly.
much.
It was chilly. It was a little bit breezy.
But it never rained.
It did not. And the sun was out all weekend, so
yeah.
That was
Trails
nice.
were dry.
Mm-hmm.
We're heading to Hurricane Creek. That should be pretty dry. Kimberly's going to drive it for the first time.
Yep. So that'll be fun. It's not my first time like off-roading.
Yeah.
But it'll be my first time driving the 4Runner through Hurricane Creek. I still think I drove at least a little bit of it in the Jeep. But
yeah.
I will say I think the Jeep crawled through some things a little bit easier than the 4Runner does.
Yeah.
But the 4Runner makes it everywhere you want it to.
I think we're going to need to get another SD card for the GoPro.
Oh.
I got no video footage yesterday.
Why is that?
Kept coming up SD error.
Oh, that sucks.
So I switched the SD card with the drone, and we'll be switching that back when we get to Hurricane Creek. Well, hopefully you guys enjoy this, and we'll see you out there.
Yep. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
somewhere between where you were and where